All right, man. It's Keith Raider. This video gonna be a little bit different. This one gonna be about Shedeur. And I heard some stuff that kind of raised the eyebrow for me. I heard that Shedeur get a percentage of his jersey sales. Every jersey that's getting sold, he getting a percentage off of that. And if you look at it, let me check the stats. I should have came here with the stuff already here, but you know what I'm saying. It's my new channel. I'm gonna make sure I get that down pat. It's being talked about. Okay. His jersey, he has sold $250 million worth of jerseys in the NFL. And they said it earned him $14 million in commission. It's a prime equity clause. Okay. I'm not even gonna lie. Shedeur getting picked up in the 5th round makes a lot of sense now. I'm wondering, now at this point, I'm wondering, do Shiloh even got this clause? Because having that Sanders name, you know what I'm saying, is gonna make your sales go up, and the family knows that. It's something about it. Like last year we had Marvin Harrison Jr. He did something similar, but not with the jersey sales. It was like specifically the rights to sell his jersey, and he didn't want to give his rights away to the company, and they got mad at him, and they wasn't trying to put him in the game, etc. And so, like, what we starting to see is kind of like the players that have their dads with them, and they were superstars. So not just regular, smegular players who was in a league. You kind of got these superstar players bringing in, superstar type players as their sons, and they're getting their lick back at the NFL, and I love it. Like, no lie. Yeah, like I said before, like, I'm a player person. Like, I like the NFL. I like the brand, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's really, if you can make a difference and in your lineage and stuff like that, I can't be mad at you just because I like a certain team. So, like, and when you think about it, what Marvin Harrison Jr. did and what Shedeur is doing will open up the door for future talent. So, if you have a certain brand coming into the NFL, you have you will be able to profit off of it all the way, and that's good business. And America is a capitalistic, business oriented society, so I don't see no foul in it. But I do kind of feel for Shedeur because they taxed him by not picking him at a certain at a certain place. So they basically was like, oh, since you want to put this prime equity clause in your contract, we're gonna tax you by not picking you up until the 5th, 6th round when it was a bunch of teams that needed Shedeur on their team. And I really hope that Shedeur is the best quarterback in the draft. Now I'm really at that point to where I'm like, man, Shedeur, hey, I hope you the best quarterback out this draft. So, they gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? Just how they made him pay for something, for advocating for himself and being smart enough to know how the game is being played. I hope the NFL have to pay for what they did to him, because we all know a bunch of teams pick other quarterbacks. Specifically, his own team picked other quarterbacks when he was the obvious choice. And yeah, man, hey, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna help other players get in the game. Just in the future, they gonna be able to know like things they could do to make sure they in a great position. Because everybody ain't gonna be Marvin Harrison Jr. Everybody not gonna be a Shedeur Sanders, but they still bring a certain value to the team. And let's just say it is in the next, like a Arch Manning or something like that. He could probably do the same play. But let's just say it's like a kid who, we've been looking at him since high school and college, and he built a brand somewhat like the Ball brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should be able to capitalize on that too without being penalized for creating this buzz on their name. Like, that's kind of, I don't know, that feel like some hating stuff to me. But they do call the NFL the No Fun League for a reason. And so I just think like, yeah, man, I hope if that is the truth, I hope that's really what happened. But it also makes sense why they didn't want him double dipping. Like, they like, we're gonna penalize him because he was smart enough to know his worth. But the crazy part about it, I'm hearing that the tickets for the preseason game went from $45 to $375, and it's a preseason game. So the Browns, they're capitalizing on having Shedeur there. And it make you think, like, I don't even think they care that Shedeur was a flashy, chain wearing, watch wearing player. I think they more mad that he knew his worth and was able to advocate for that in the prime, the prime brand and all that. Like, it makes more sense of that versus him just being like a flashy black quarterback. I'm pretty sure it didn't help, but when you start to see how he like hitting them over the head, it's crazy. Because if he getting $14 million, right, I think he getting more money than all the other first round quarterbacks. So it's like, hey, I give it to him, man. I hope more players exercise this if they got like a brand that is noticeable. Like a Caitlin Clark, for instance. Caitlin Clark probably could have did something like this if she would have knew what was going on, because she brought so much buzz to the WNBA. I don't know her contract, but you see what I'm saying? Like, she in a league where she pushing the WNBA forward. No offense to the other players, but a lot of people, she brought a lot of eyes to what they got going to the WNBA. Not saying she the best player or whatever. She just bringing the eyes to it. So she could have, if she could have a clause in her contract like that. You know what I'm saying? But Shedeur was the first person to do it. but it just opened it up for these players playing any of these sports. Honestly, shit. I'm at the point, like, I would say, like, baseball, soccer. You know what I'm saying? A Messi come to your town. I don't know his contract, but you know what I'm saying? Messi should be getting paid a percentage off the jersey numbers, the jersey sales. Because if Messi come to your city, everybody gonna buy the jersey because it's Messi. Ronaldo go to your city or your team, people are gonna pay because it's Ronaldo, not because your team is whatever it is, you know? So just keep that in mind. Like, it's not just a football thing, or it's literally all sports. And if you know your value, you should be able to capitalize off of said value. And I don't think you should get penalized for it. You know, they literally penalized Shedeur for it throughout all these crazy these crazy ads saying like, oh, he was a terrible interviewer, and I'm starting to think all that shit is fake. Like, in my opinion, like, seeing that he possibly getting a cut off to the jerseys make me feel like they lying about that specifically. And you know, just sitting in with like a Jeff Teague and some of these other players about just the business of these sports, these organizations will lie to you, into us, the fans, just to get us to get activated and attack a player, or just make things look a certain way when it didn't play out the way that they may have said it is. So it's a lot within this, but I knew I had to say this. I got a whole nother video I'm about to drop. I'm dropping 2 videos today, but it just made me, I got activated because I'm like, yo, Shedeur just knocked them over the head. And I ain't even gonna lie, like, the Browns, they might have to, they putting roadblocks in front of Shedeur so they could make it harder for him. But I think the Browns probably gonna keep him. They'd be dumb to let him go. I'm gonna tell you that. And you know, his managers, his team, they smart enough to be like, whatever team he going to, we need this clause. So yeah, man, that's how you do it. And if it's like any younger players who also have a brand, because it's not about just being good. You also have to have a brand that occupies a certain space. That's why I brought up Caitlin Clark, because she could have did this last year. Marvin Harrison. I don't even know if Marvin Harrison jersey sales is going that crazy, but he kind of started it off with the like, nah, don't put me in none of this unless you pay me this amount of money. And yeah, man, that's how you should do it if you a player who brand is up there like that. So yeah, man, I'm gonna get off here. But yeah, man, just think about that. Like, the NFL didn't draft Shedeur because they didn't draft him in the first few rounds because they seen what his team was doing, and they penalized him for being smart and being able to advocate for himself, him and his team being able to advocate for themselves. But in the end, they getting down there the same amount or even more than your average first round quarterback. So, hey, that's why Shedeur ain't really tripping about certain things, because he was winning in the back end. But yeah, let me get off of here. A quick little 15 minutes sabbatical.